All right. There we go. Okay. I think the audio should be all fixed up. I think. If it's not, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do if it's not. I'll be real honest. Not sure. It should, the fan should be all but eliminated, right? Like that fan effect, I guess. All right, good. Good. All right, cool. All right, let's do this. So where were we? Where were we before we got derailed? Yeah, the banana candy button. So that's been a thing. So I don't know how we're gonna do that. I really don't. I haven't figured that one out just yet. Certainly we'll have to come up with something. I'm sure YouTube's got something for that. Let's see, shall we? Okay. Where were we? I was talking about some plugins, I think. Jupiter. Ugh, why are these in here? I didn't install these. What the heck? I'm just putting them in there automatically. I have a way, says simple. Yeah, I don't like your way. Get out of here. I'm just kidding. By the way, just kidding. You don't have to get out of here. It's all right. It does not. I think there is. I don't even know what the options are. I think there's like a super chat option. I think. I don't know. It's all new to me. So super chat is supposed to be very similar to like a donation or something like that. I'm not really sure. Whereas Twitch, you had like the points so you could do it just from watching the stream. I don't believe that exists on YouTube, but I'm not sure. It should be there, I think. I don't know. If it's not, sorry. Maybe oh yeah, because in the description. The description is different. Yeah. Yeah, because I deleted that and I should have copied the description before I deleted it, but I'm a dummy and I didn't do that. So there's that. Yeah, man, everything's good. Everything's good. How are you, Wingrath? How are things with you, man? I think the other day I came in I saw you in chat, I think, and you were in there, and I came in. You were like AFK or something. I don't know. Yeah, personal donation. There's a way. Oh man, you're gonna make me look it up, aren't you? I'd have to update the broadcast and stuff, and it's not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. I figure the Twitch donation button is different. It's a different button, I think. I used the word think very loosely there because I don't know. I don't know. And I apologize if I'm a little slow in response. That was one thing somebody had mentioned to me. Aperture had mentioned to me that the chat on YouTube can be a little bit slow. Yeah, it does go to the same Stream Elements, but I don't have it. I don't have Stream Elements open, so I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I don't know if it would show up or not. I'll be honest with you. Real honest. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to look here to see on Stream Elements. Hang on. Let me pull up my Stream Elements and see what we got. Let's see. Banana. Hang on. Hang on. I'm looking. I'm looking. I don't see, I think it's like, I think it's two separate things because I don't see it coming through right now. Which is a bummer. Let me look. Hang on. Let me see, maybe I can like check the other one here. I have to like flip-flop around. There's a lot to do. There's a lot going on. This is not nearly as nice and set up as it was on Twitch here. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it on the Twitch side. I don't see it on the YouTube side. So it must be a different thing. What that different thing is, I don't know. Oh, there's a delay on the voice now too? Damn. Man, I can't buy good audio right now. Well, I hope it gets back in sync. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Well, I hope it resyncs. No promises. I think it has to do with the, hang on. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna try a little something else here. I'm gonna close this other thing I got going on here. Let's go this route. All right. How's this for audio sync? Is it still really, really bad? Probably. Probably because it got out of sync and now it's trying to get back in sync and I don't know. If it is real bad, I can just restart the stream, so I don't care. It's back in sync or it's back or it's just not in sync. Okay, all right. Okay, good. Because I was a little confused. I'm like, oh god. Stream number 8, one night. Yeah. Yeah. No hiya. No hiya. Don't you know? Nobody says hiya. Nobody says hiya. Nobody does that. Hiya. Like, I'll be right in your face. Hiya. Like that. You can look at my hand up close and personal. There's a blast you right in the nose. Right in the schnoz. Alright. Alright, I think I'm at least at a decent point, as long as I don't sound like I'm in a fan. How's everything else, man? How's everything else going on? Alright, good. I'm glad. What are you guys up to tonight? What are you guys up to? Now you know what I'm up to. About 6'5". Terrible. Oh no. Oh no. You got the COVID. It's not good. It's terrible. Terrible. Buying a 7 days to die server because you have COVID, or? All right. Oh man. Simple. I am so excited for Supercross. You have no idea. Very excited. Very excited. I just hope I get a chance to watch some of it this year. I hope. Because about the time Supercross is coming on, I'm going to be cleared to go back to BMX. In the winter, BMX is all indoors, so I'll be watching some Supercross when I can, and I'll be racing BMX when I can't. So this shirt is primo. All right, the team is not primo, but the shirt is comfortable. Leave me alone. A lot of changes in Supercross this year. It's kind of crazy, actually. Just how many changes there are. It's nuts. All right, cool. Let's see. We were talking about the debugger a little bit today, I think, right? We were, I believe. Yes. Yeah. Let me nerd out for a minute here. All right. So what I was trying to say earlier before we got kind of sidetracked. Actually, here. You know what? Here, hold on. I'm gonna post a little link into chat here. Get you off my case. Maybe. I don't actually. Let's see here. Did you eventually figure out how the debugger was working and all that? I ask only because I would like to know. To make sure that you have a good idea of what is going on. Where the flip? Okay. Ooh, grapes. Now you're talking my language, man. Now you're talking my language. Grapes. That is what I'm talking about. I could go for some grapes. I'm just gonna throw it out there. All right. That's weird. Huh, okay. Nah, man. Like Jolly Joe's. Jolly Joe's are some of the best candy that you can buy, hands down. Jolly Joe's, delicious. Delicious. Well, I was just going to show you, like, in practicality how you would use that debugger a little bit. Give me just a minute here. I'm just going to log into something. Never mind. No, I'm not. All right. So I was going to show you with some practicality, like, essentially how it would... Raisins. I see it right now. Butternuts right now is Googling, are raisins grapes? So like we can take, the cool thing about the debugger is it's really easy to get going, right? Like, so if I had a question on anything, like let's just say something wasn't working like I expected it to, or whatever the case is, and I needed to know, like if I'm in the calculate pixels needed function, right? Like, and I'm struggling because maybe binary characters isn't getting the right numbers. In that case, I could just drop in that debugger, right? So, and then I would just be able to see, and I could do things too, which is really nice. So it just drops you right in. So I think this is what was confusing, or what can be confusing for people that maybe haven't used the debugger before, is that it opens this up, right? Like you're expecting your program to do something, but then at the same time, it just opened up this command line for you. So in here, you treat it the same way that you would any other like command line application. So you can do things, right? Like you could say like, okay, Python version, I think maybe, I don't know. No, okay. You're literally in a debugger. It has some limitations there, but you can find out, like, so binary characters was set just before I called the debugger, right? So I can print that out. And it'll show me that it's set to 4, right? So my message, which was ASDF, so it had 4 characters in that message. That's exactly what I would expect it to. If I wanted to see going forward where an error happened, I could then just go through it. I could do next, and we see here the next line is, it runs this line, and it's showing me right here that the next line is gonna be return the pixels needed, which means it just ran this line right here. So if I wanted to check pixels needed, I would say, you know, I could just print that out. You know, I could print something out like that, and it lets me know 12, right? And then I would know that my math is right? Because I had 4 characters times 3, that's 12. So I need at least 12 pixels. It just gives you the opportunity to interact. Like maybe I was curious, right? Like, so if I had this binary characters and I'm like, oh, okay, that's right, but maybe this math isn't working out or something like that, I could play around in here and I could actually try to get it to be the right thing. Like, I don't know, maybe this line of code, for example, yeah, quick maths. I could do some quick maths. But maybe I just wanted to like set pixels needed to an arbitrary number and just continue on with the code. I could do that. I could just say, you know, like pixels needed equals, I don't know, this many pixels, right? And then I can hit enter, so that stores that as a variable. And remember, we're like right here in terms of code. So then I could just hit, I could not type there, but if I go continue, it essentially will just try to run the rest of the code for you. It'll just pick up and go from where it left off. So it gives you like a playground so you can actually do some things and like try out different things with the code. But it's really, really useful for when you're running into those errors and you're like, I have no idea why I'm running into this error. Anyway, that's the debugger. That's essentially the quickest and dirtiest explanation of what it is and what it does, how to use it. Super, super useful though. It takes a lot of people, like a lot of people will like drop in print messages all over the place. They'll be like, message length, oh, I need to know what that is. And they'll do like, you know, they'll do something like that, right? And then they'll run the program and it'll print it out, whatever. And then they're like, oh, okay, cool. I know what message length is. But yeah, instead of using a print statement and having to wait for the application to complete, certain applications, they're big, right? Like they take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to do what they're gonna do. And you don't wanna wait that long, especially when you're trying to debug it. So you just drop in your debugger statement there, and then you'd be able to just be in the debugger within seconds and know exactly what message length was or whatever it was that you were trying to do. So, with regards to Stegit in general, I think we were at a point where it was doing what we needed it to do. It was encoding the text inside the image. Oh, butternuts. Butternut's Bonanza. That is the... It's quite a wild name. Quite a wild name. All right. I don't even remember really where we were at with this silly thing. How come you don't use a class for the main? Because I don't need one. This is a very specific script that does a very specific thing. That's the... I just call the main function. If it's... Because I know I'm going to want it to do one thing and then exit. That's it. Yeah, I don't think so. That's it. Where's the... I need my ban option here. Add moderator? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Remove, put in timeout. I like that one. Put in timeout. All right. So yeah, so I just call this main function here, and then it just runs through the process. It's not designed to be something that's going to be like an application that's going to be like always on and always waiting. I guess you can put it in class if you wanted to. I don't know. I didn't really see the need. I was just trying to write out a quick and dirty script to do it. Let's see here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You did make me eat a banana. I ate a banana for you. And then you're in here causing a scene, acting a fool. I don't think so. All right. I don't even know where I was. You keep talking about bananas. You're throwing me off here. Throwing me off. Okay. All right, let's find out where we're at here. Hello, PDB. There we go. No. I'm so... There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Shadowed by a loop variable. That's fine. I don't care. Oh, maybe I do care. Nope, I don't care. From line 2? What? Well, then get rid of it up here. All right. Where the heck was I? I just had to use a class for the code I had to do. So classes are great for reusability, right? Like just in case you need to spin up a new whatever it is you're making, then you've got a class for it. So yeah, they have a time and a place, and it's probably as good as any if I'm being honest. All right. So encoded image, which I don't have an encoded image. All right. What? I don't even know what this code does anymore. I've plumb forgot. Wait. Which banana candy? They're both nasty. I really thought the runts would be less disgusting than the Laffy Taffy, because the Laffy Taffy has like a taste that hangs out in your mouth, even though you've already swallowed the stupid thing. And the runts, when you crunch them up, they just get stuck in your teeth. So they're just hanging, that flavor's just hanging out. It's hanging out in your mouth. It's gross regardless. So you're kind of out of luck. All right. So for binary letter in the binary message, this is where we're looping through our binary stuff. Like the ones and the zeros. Okay. The binary message. Well, see, this is perfect because I don't remember, so I'm just gonna toss in this, and I'm just gonna say this will give me an idea. All right, so okay, so this is my binary letter right here, and then I'm replacing that with the. Do you get pair drops? What are pair drops? I'm even scared to Google that. I don't know what might show up. Pair drops, that sounds scary to me. All right. So it's exactly this. And then we have our pixel set. And this loops us through these things and puts in the ones and the zeros in the appropriate spots. Got it. Okay. Well, that's what this big for loop does here, is it goes through there and does all that jazz. Setting a link, blue. Oh man, don't even. No, man, come on, guys. Come on. You know I don't like that crap on my stream. Please don't do that here. I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't put that kind of stuff in there. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that, I guess. Like the sugar kind of candy. I didn't know they were pairs. I don't know. Sugary coated candies? I'm in. You know exactly what kind of stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, and food coloring. Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna grab a drink. My throat's a little sore because I was talking to a coworker about some stuff today. We talked for quite a while, like probably a good hour, so my throat's a little sore today. I'll be back in just a minute. All right. Why one CD drive has an audio port and the top doesn't? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right. Okay. All right, got my drink. We're good. I was just reading something there. And Wingrath, you know the answer, man. That's old school PC, buddy. It's old school. Had one drive that was probably like newer, and had another one that was just old, you know, not good. Didn't have the audio. That's all there was to it. I got my water going hard in there. It's boiling away. I'm gonna get a little bit of tea, because my throat is like a little sore. So get some tea, see where this goes. All right. Let's see. Now, where were we? Okay, so we had these. Yeah, man, tea. I don't care for the honey so much, which is weird. I used to be like big on sugary teas and stuff, but now I just like what in the heck? All right, whatever. Now I just like tea. It's warm. It's hot, boiling hot. Like I got an electric kettle. I just boil up like a cup. It's perfect. It's perfect. What I use for my coffee in the morning. What was I gonna say? Oh, okay, so all right, we need to find out what we're doing in here. I'm just trying to remember what the heck I did. So here we're doing pixel set, the index. Okay, so we're setting the pixel values, and then at the very end, let's see. So if it's even. So what we need to determine then is if we have another word. Yeah, man, I agree. So, okay, so here's what they were doing. This essentially takes us through 8 bits, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or there, no, I'm sorry, there are 8 bits, 9 bits that we have. The final one needs to be a 0 or a 1 to determine if we have another letter or not. So here we're going through these. Next data 3, next 3, next 3. So we have a pixel set. So 3, 3. We have 9. We have 7 letters for each one. How in the heck? It's been so long since I've even read this. I don't even remember what we're doing here. All right. So for binary, so for each letter, we're looping through, because it's like a 3 tuple or something, I think, that we're getting in the pixel data. It's the pixel set. Adjust pixel, pixel check, calculate pixels, ASCII to binary, string. Okay, copy to new image. This is the actual encoding piece. So if the message can fit, encode the message, where we send over the binary message and the new image. Okay, and then we're doing some pixel crap. Change the first item in pixel tuple to even or odd. This is what we're doing. Move to the next pixel, repeat, move to the third pixel, repeat. Repeat for the first item. So tuple. Alright. Let's print some stuff here and see what we're dealing with. Sorry, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this again. Alright, so let's print the pixel data. And that's the... So we'll do... Let's see, so let's run a little list comprehension here, and we'll do print x, and we'll do for x in pixel data. There we go, okay. Now it's starting to come back a little bit, right? Yeah, you know it. What? Okay. So that's giving us sets of 3. Right. Because it's R, G, and B. That's okay. That's right. And we're changing not each one. Wow. Okay. Let's do and I'm definitely, I think I'm just gonna start switching keyboards, because the keyboard that I use for day-to-day work and this keyboard, the standard keyboard, when you're trying to code, my fingers are becoming so used to my other keyboard that it's becoming really difficult to remember swapping between the two of them. That 4x in pixel data. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So I just wanted to... So a pixel set is... let's see. Here, let me make some notes here. Binary letter. This is our binary letter, and then we'll have like... Right? I think that's how that is. And then, so what we're saying is we're grabbing this one and this one and this one. So like it would be 254, 254, 254. Because this grabs the third in the next item. Actually, it might be 255, 255, 254, 255, 255, 254. Yeah, that's what it is. Because then it's just ever so slightly off. Which is why it takes, excuse me, 3 pixels for one letter at a time Something like that. No, 9 pixels. I'm sorry. Yeah, trying to... It's stupid. It's stupid. It's really dumb. Okay, so for index and binary character in the binary letter means we're looping through the binary letter. Okay, so this would be like 1 and 1 or a 0. Alright, 4. Something like that. So now, since we have a pixel set which consists of the third, and the third for the value, no. What is... Okay. So then my pixel set should be something like 555, I think. So let's hop in our debugger. Well, let's just continue, I should say. Right, like... Okay, and now if I said print pixel set, I see that that is in fact exactly what I'm looking for. 255, 255, 255, 255, 255, blah, blah, blah. So I have the final 255 in each 3 tuple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I have all 9, I guess, bits there. I should really refresh myself before I go diving back into these projects that I haven't touched in like a month. Because this is just not where my head is. I'm gonna go pour that hot water real quick. I'll be right back. All right, man, I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with a little bit of some brown rice tea, which is amazing. If you've never had it, I highly recommend you check it out. Damn, it's good. It's perfect. What are you working on? What are you working on? I don't want to look at your CSV file. I don't want to look at your CSV file. There's really good spots online though, where you can get like a lot of data if you're looking for like sample data and stuff. Some really good APIs online. I can't remember. I think you can just Google it. Black tea with milk. I don't want the caffeine and stuff. The brown rice tea is really, really, really mellow and has a really distinct flavor that I actually kind of like. So That's where my head is. No caffeine, just nice and chill. Oh, you had to gather up a bunch of stuff. Got it, got it, got it. Oh man. I see medical, I see insurance. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that with a stick. Not happening. Okay, so here we switch the pixel value. So then down here, let's next through all of this. Oh, can't type. So here we can see, okay, binary equals the int of binary character. Pixel value. And the moder, okay, is divisible by 1. Okay. Okay. So now if we like print oh, I gotta go next. $254. So yeah, I need to quit caffeine. Wingrath, to be honest, I've been working really hard on that same thing. I've went so far as to limit myself. I go 2 cups of coffee. That's it. First half of the day between, I don't know, 6 a.m. and noon, I get 2 cups of coffee, water on top of that, and then all right, my first spam bot. All right, there we go. But yeah, between 6 a.m. and noon, I will 2 cups of coffee and water, and then tea. So if I drink my second cup of coffee at like 8 a.m., it's tea from then on out. Let's see. Remove. And bam. I think. Maybe. Oh man, coffee all day until 6? Yikes. I'd be up all night, man. From 7 a.m. Oh, as much as I would love to. I'd love it, man. I'd love it. But I can't. I'd be up all night. I'd be up all freaking night. So here we go through, here we change our pixel set. So now if we continue through, let's just exit out of here. And let's bring our PDB debugger. Okay, now I'm starting to get a feel for where we were a little bit. Let's go back down here. We're still in this for loop. Okay, so oh my god, helps me focus in Red Bull in between, then pre-workout at 8 p.m. How are you alive right now? How are you even alive? So let's look at our pixel set. Okay. So like this is, yeah. Okay, I'm remembering now. So the end digit is what we're looking for. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now these, is it the last 2 or maybe it's the last 1? Yeah, dude. Red Bull and coffee? No way, man. All day? Mm-mm. You are a doctor's mystery, dude. Especially with the pre-workout. That stuff's terrible. It's so bad. I've only ever had it once in my entire life, and I just took the spoonful, popped it in my mouth, and then slammed some Gatorade right after it. It was disgusting. Oh my god. 2-liter Coke Classic and 2 Monsters. Oh. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are nuts. I've never been able to do that kind of stuff. I just can't. Can't do it. I would literally just die. I'd just fall over, dead. That'd be all she wrote. What do we, alright, what do we, let's see. You guys got a preference on music? Let's put something else on. There we are. Alright. Can you guys hear the music? Is it alright, volume-wise? I shut down like a Windows update. Yeah, man. It's, yeah, a little something else. I can't do that crap. I'm too old for that crap. Yeah, there's DMCA on YouTube. I would say probably more DMCA on YouTube than there is on Twitch for sure. For sure. I think YouTube's just got the resources for it. That said, I'm not sure. I don't know how I'm feeling about Twitch versus YouTube. I mean, YouTube's a little bit more confusing to me just because it's new. Like, I don't know anything about it. I gotta make some videos, I think, is ultimately too, like, gonna be a big piece of that. I gotta make some videos, put some stuff up here, but I don't know. Maybe if I could ever get my act together, I could splice together stuff from my live streams and put it together in a video. That might be a good idea. Maybe one of these days I'll get my act together. Okay, so our letters are 7 characters in length, followed by, so there should be an 8th character that looks ahead to say, do we need to keep going and do another one? For words, essentially, is what has to happen. So this will be a great place for like a try accept or something. So here's the problem I have with the DMCA claim for YouTube or whatever. Music is free on these streaming apps. Yeah, the whole media thing is kind of silly because, like, when, for example, if you're watching a video on YouTube, I mean, you probably know this better than I do, but like that artist gets paid, right? Like YouTube pays them because you're supposed to be one person watching that. The problem is that, like, when you're streaming, you're reproducing that content, that song that artist should be getting paid for. For every viewer, that artist should be getting a payment, but they're not, because it's just going to your headphones and then out to a whole bunch of people. So I think that's the main rub, is because it's bad for the artists. Like, they're not getting paid what they should per listen. I can respect that. I think the whole thing is it sucks, right? The whole thing sucks for musicians anyway. The music industry is like really, it's just not good. It's not good for musicians, if I'm being honest. It's real rough for musicians. Real rough. All right. Where am I at here? So we have 9. There was a reason why they used 9 though. And so one of them was this last one. Oh yeah, yeah. Business killed the music industry for sure, for sure. Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. There was a guy on a. I was taking the train home from Chicago one time, and I happened to meet a guy on the train who like worked for. I did something in the music industry, and we got to talking about music and bands and stuff. And you know, it was kind of interesting for me because I was playing in bands at the time and around the area. And when I was talking to him, and he straight up told me, he's like, nah, he's like, don't do it. Don't ever get involved in the music industry. He's like, it's awful. It's terrible. That there would be some good code. Say if there's 1,200 viewers in the stream, it equals that pay. Yeah, you could have like a little ticker that constantly figures out how much they should pay. But I think on the music side, I think it's like per. They probably have something like per 100 listens or something like that. And there's probably some approximation going on with the stream stuff. So I don't know. I certainly don't know that much about the music industry. Not enough to make a difference anyway. All right. So this is A, S, D, and F. So this is letters, and then there's a space. The space would be represented by a binary string as well. Let's take a look. So if I did ASDF, ASDF, there's a space in there. So now if I print that binary message, so this is ASDF space ASD and F. Okay. So we need a way on the decoding side. We'll need a way to tell the decoder the phrase is begins or the phrase is done. And I think we do that with. We have to set that final. So like we take this 3, 4, 5. So we have this 7. So on the last one, that eighth bit will be a 1 to continue and a 0 not to continue. So there's only one. I think there's one wasted pixel, one wasted bit in every go round. So really we need to look ahead a little bit. So here we have in the binary letter, in binary message. So our binary message is the long string. So if there's another binary message, so that's where we check the message length to get the, yeah, here we go. So we can check the message length here. But we'll have to, all right, thank you. We'll have to change that in there somewhere. So we'll have this. This is such a confusing nightmare here. So print 9. Because there's 3 sets of 3 for pixels. There's literally 9 different characters here. Got it. So when we're going through here for the index, it will be once we get to 8, then we'll have to flip that last pixel to a 1 or a 0 on whether or not we should continue. I think is how that's it's how that's gonna work. This is the wildest crap. All right. This is for index and the binary character in the binary letter. So this is the 1s and the 0s. So it's looping through the 1s and the 0s. When it finishes that, we need to look and say, man, what's the best way to go about that? Simple. I need you, man. I need you. So our binary letter is this. Oh, there's a last method to find out if our binary letter is the last. Can what? Explain. I'll answer any question to get my mind off this right now. Any question. Go. Any question. Any question at all. Just ask it. Can you do stir without putting a plus stir? Where plus stir? Where do you see that at? Line 72. All right. Can you... Here? No, you need the enumerate. Unless plus does the enumeration. Like, so enumerate just breaks out. It gives you a 2-tuple back for each thing in there. So that's what enumerate does. Is plus shorthand for enumerate or something? Because if we didn't do enumerate and we just called string of the binary letter, right? So we're having to do a little bit of casting. So we're having to cast things to a string because binary letter is technically it's not a string. So like it's a list of integers. So what we're doing is we're saying go through this list of integers, right? We're saying for the index and the binary character in this list of integers, and then we're saying, but cast it to a string, because ultimately we need to be able, but then we cast it back to an int. So maybe I don't even need that string. I might not need it. Not sure, hang on. Let's find out. Int is not iterable. Ah. So there you go. That's why we cast it to a string, because an int is not an iterable thing. So what enumerate is doing is, if we were not going to use enumerate, we would have like for binary character in string binary character whatever, right? Or binary letter. So if we didn't use enumerate, all right, man. Wingrath, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. Really appreciate it, dude. Go stretch the legs out, my man. Let's get some gaming in soon. I miss gaming with you. Project Zomboid. We should play Project Zomboid, see how long we could stay alive together. I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun. So simple, when you don't use enumerate, you don't get the index. So like this would give us binary character is 1, well, it would be 1, right? And then it would give us 2, and then it would give us 3, and so on. But when you add in enumerate, it actually changes this. So you get a tuple of the index and the value, like that. So then you get like, but the index starts at 0. So don't mind my terrible Python. So you get something like this, right? And the nice part about that, so I guess technically it would look like this. If we're gonna be technical. Oh. It look like this. So that's what enumerate does, is it breaks it out and gives you the index and then the value. So this is so when you're doing that, you want to unpack it that way. So you want to say for the index and then the binary character. So that allows us to look into this pixel set and we know exactly which number we're dealing with out of that whole entire array. So that's where that is really powerful. But you can only enumerate, as we saw, you can only enumerate on lists of strings. So, although I would think it would be any array, but I don't know. You can't, int is not iterable. So there's that. So yeah, so we cast it to a string just to get around that. So we have a list of 1s and 0s that are all strings. And then back here, we spit it back into an int because we want to do number things with it. We want to look at the, what do they call this? The modulo. The modulo. That's it. We want to divide by 2, right? Like, so if the binary value is 1 and the pixel value is divisible by 2, then we're not going to do anything. Otherwise, we're going to adjust that pixel. Well, I guess we would do so. Oh, we have to check it. We have to adjust the pixel or whatever. So, yeah. So that's essentially what's going on. I just can't seem to remember. I thought it was the 9th bit there that needed to be changed, but I think it might just be the 8th bit to see whether we're going to continue on or not. So let's jump back into this here, and then let's do a string ASDF space ASDF. So in total, our binary message should have 9 elements to it, right? We've got our 9 elements. This is our space right here. And then each of those elements just uses the final, because each color is broke up like this, R, G, and B, right? Each pixel has 3 color values. And you don't want to change each of those color values because that will drastically change the color. What you want to do is, like, this is 255, right? And this is 255. And this is 255. So all we're doing is we're just changing this one right here. We're changing it to an even if it's a 0. And we're changing it, we're leaving it alone essentially if it's a 1. Yeah, so then we do that over and over and over. So we do that. So you need the three values, right, for each letter. So that's where that is. And then you have how that goes forward. So So let me chunk through this a little. And essentially, it goes like this. It goes through this one, and then it goes through this one, and then it goes through this one, and then it goes through this one. What we need to find out is if it's the last one. I need to know if it's the last one in the list, and then on that last letter, I need to make that have that eighth. Hang on. Here's what I'm gonna look up the because I just can't remember how they did it. So I'm just trying to look if it was the 8th pixel or the 9th pixel that they were using in there. Yeah, it's okay. So it is the 8th pixel. So the 9th pixel is essentially just a wasted pixel, but it's the 8th pixel that we do that determines whether or not. Okay. So I was right. So let's see. So okay. So this is in our binary letter. So this is one letter, and to see if there is there another letter. So we have a total, we have the message length, right? So so here's how we're going to handle this. It's going to be dirty, but here's how we're going to handle this. So we know our message length, which means we know how many words are in the message. All right. Now an array starts at 0, but our message length, that len function, which is this one here, that gives us just the total number of elements. So like in our case, this would be 9. So like if let's just verify that, right? So print the message length should be 9. Okay, because there's 9 letters. ASDF space ASDF. There's 9 in total. But that starts at 1. It starts counting at 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The index value starts at 0. So we need to be able to so for the binary letter, we need to see if there is another letter. So we need to look at our message length, which is 9. So we'll say if message length -1 which would be Well. No, we just need to determine if we're on... No, I apologize. We need to determine if there is another letter after the one that we're currently on. So I guess we could use an iterator, right? Like here we would, outside of this, we might set well, I guess the message length really is our iterator then. So we would just do something like while the message length is less than maybe like just having another iterator would be the best way to go about that. That's the only thing I can think that so we'll set I to 0, right? And then at the end of this, we'll say at the end of this for loop here, we'll say if I is less than the message length, meaning it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, meaning we're inside the letters still that we want to continue on, meaning there's another letter. We're not at the last one. So if we're not at the last letter, then we want to continue, which means we need to change that pixel value at the 8th spot to either a 1 or a 0. And I guess at that point, I'm just reading through some notes here, and I'm trying to see what the hell I had in mind. So okay. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take in this binary letter, I guess we could just statically set that 8th that index to, which I think would be the 7th, right? So it would be like, we still have that pixel set. So we could do something like, it's gonna have to be another modulo thing. If the pixel, okay. Then we'll get the bit value, and we'll just say the bit value is our pixel set, and we want to get the 8th iteration. So now we'll say if the bit value divided by 2, 0. So it's an even number. Then we would want it to be, well, I guess just adjust value. Let's look at adjust value, see what that does. If pixel value equals 0, okay, then we make it a 1. Otherwise, we make it a 0. Otherwise, no, if it's equal to 0, what the fuck? All right. So I'm curious, I don't think we need to here we need to know if the bit value is even or odd. And then flip it. We would want it to be, let's see. I'm totally... Yeah, that's what the modulo does. That's what the modulo does. Like, this is even right here, right? So, we would want to do odd, I think. I guess it doesn't matter. So this would be like even. So keep going. And if the I could do like an elif modulo 1. Or modulo 2, sorry. Equals 1, then
give them a
odd
satisfaction
stop.
they couldn't get any other way.
No, no, no. Sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm being so dumb about this. If there's another message, then we could just flip. Yeah, okay, so we find out whether it's even or odd, and let's see, so alright, here's how we're gonna do this. Keeps going. Odd stops. Okay. So we need to determine whether or not that value is even or odd to begin with. Right? Yeah. Okay. So we have to determine if the pixel at this position is even or odd. Okay, so if it is even here, then we're going to... We don't do anything. So really we only want to know if it's... No. I'm getting ahead of myself. Because if it's... This is only going to happen if there's another letter. We need to figure out a way to... I hate LFs. Yuck. I don't like them. I mean, they have their place. I just don't care for them. Oops. Sorry. I'm just hitting my mic here because I'm like scratching my head. Yeah, I don't care for elifs really. Like, this should probably be its own thing. So I wonder if it would make more sense then. All right, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna move this entire bit. We're gonna throw this up here. And we're gonna say I equals 0. Okay, so if it's less than our message length, which is 9, then we need to add a 1 or a 0 onto the end here, is where I'm at with this. Okay. We're good. We're good. Because then I'll add a 1 or a 0 onto the end of the binary letter, and that will determine if there's another letter. Okay. All right. But I don't want to do this. So so there is another letter, so we're going to continue. So we need to add, okay. Add a 1. Right? 1, no, add a 0 in the A slot. Basically, is what's gonna happen here. I'm almost positive this should work. So now we will take our binary letter and append to the end of our binary letter a 1. So we would do I believe we can do this. But you know how you know what a good way to figure this figure this out is? It becomes real easy. Real easy, my friend. The debugger. So this is like what I'm talking about. So this is like just one of those times when a debugger is super important. But it really just helps you, because then like int object has no append. Okay, so the letter so what is that then? All right. It's all 1s and 0s, right? So we just need to add 1 on the end. Right, it just dumped me right in here, right where I needed to be to see like, would this even run? Like, would this work? Because binary letter is a list of ints. Or is it just one big gigantic int? I think it's actually just one big gigantic int. Well, no. No. This is, yeah. It's one big gigantic int that we're then like breaking down even further. So that's why, okay. Okay. That's why enumerate, we couldn't just use enumerate on that. This is all becoming clear to me now. So, it's because binary message is a list of integers, right? That are like big integers. Like in Python's looking at this and going like, oh, this is, 1,100,001. It thinks that's one integer. But really, it should be a list of ints is what we should see there. So that tells me that how we are going about getting our binary message is incorrect. So our ASCII to binary is wrong, right? So we have this binary message for character in ASCII message, and we append the character there. So we turn it into a binary. So binary message is a list. Let's hop in here. All right. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. So now if I said print next. Next. Okay. So I mean technically it's not wrong, right? Like technically it's not wrong because it's just getting the binary value of that, turning it into an integer, and then appending it to a list. So we have a list of all these ints. Yeah. Okay. So what we could do then is really we need to turn it into a list. What's the best way to do that? There's got to be a built-in. There has to be a built-in. There just has to be. Let's see. Turn... I'm just Googling this here. Turn large int into list of ints. Hey, there is. Herp derp. List comprehension. Let's see. Can you make that list global? I don't want to call it anywhere. I want to call it right here. I want to call it right here. So we'll say like we'll call it a binary letter list. It's gonna be X for X in binary letter. So now we'll have a binary letter of ones and zeros. So then we'll say binary letter list append 0 in the 8th slot. If I is less than the message length. And then we'll say L if we'll say I don't really want to say else because it should be a 1 when we're done. So it really would be if I equals message length minus 1 because we're starting I at 0. Right, then here we go. And this actually should go up here. And then this would be binary letter list dot append 1. Right, so now we should have this binary letter list that will look something like this.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Right, so now we should be able to do, we can get rid of this, the casting to a string, right? And we can just say, use the binary letter list. And now we can get rid of this casting. And the rest should all still work the way that we intend it to. And the only difference being that now that 8th slot should either have a 1 or a 0, which will be encoded appropriately. Okay. Okay, so now that eighth character should determine what we got to deal with. So what we'll do, let's exit out of here. And then let's grab our PDB. I probably have a bunch of PDBs. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's dump it. Well, let's just dump it right here and make sure, because then what we need to do down here is we need to do right. Well, right here probably is good a spot as any. Plus equals 1. Right, so we're gonna iterate up 1 there. So now, if we run this again, if we did our maths right, int is not iterable. Oh. We still have to cast it. We just have to cast it here, right? And then the rest should work. So now we should be able to print our binary letter list. And we see the list of integers that we need. And then if we hit continue, it should loop through this and do whatever else we need it to. Which, again, so then it goes through again and hits it in the encode message. So now we should be on the next letter, right? See how they're different? So this letter and then the next letter. So continue will run that loop again and it'll hit that PDB right here again. So again, this is why debuggers are like freaking great. Because then it's just looping through and hitting that debugger spot again for us and creating that break there. But now we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with 0 at the end. So now as we continue, so we could do continue, we could print it, we see another 0, we do a continue, we print it, we see another 0, we do another continue. Now, this is interesting. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I only do 1? Oh, it's just because the spacing is different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's a space. It's still a binary letter list. So, why? Why did it break? Why did this not work? Why did this bust? That's what we got to figure out. Why did it break? So it broke on a space, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's still 7 characters, or 7 bits, excuse me. But it broke. Why? Why didn't it go through it? Okay, our binary letter list. So if I is less than message length minus 1, which it was, it should have appended a 0. Unless a space only has 5 characters, which is a very real possibility. A very real possibility. And I suppose we could find out I suppose we could find out pretty easily, actually. We could move our debugger, and we'll just move it up here to like the very start of it. So we would just print out binary letter, right? And what we could do then is just give it a space. That's going to be our message, a space. So we'll print out binary letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's interesting. That's interesting. So my wife just came down here and made a funny face at me. So just kind of funny. She came down into the basement to hang out a little bit. She's in the other room doing some sock stuff. I am curious. Simple. If you do exclamation point socks, does it trigger the thing in OBS? I wonder. If you don't mind, exclamation point socks me. I'm all out of tea, man. Not good. Not good. Did it do it? No. Nope, the trigger didn't work. Oh, I know why the trigger didn't work. Because it's YouTube chat. And YouTube chat isn't tied into my OBS and all that jazz yet. So. Man, okay. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. We fixed the audio. We'll get there. All right, so. Yeah, man. Yeah, we ship worldwide. Well, we do. It's expensive to ship worldwide. Unfortunately, there's some countries that we can't ship to as well, which is a bummer. Australia is not accepting shipments. So we've had people from Australia recently buy shipments, and we reach out to them and we're like, sorry, like our shipper's not shipping to you. We didn't even realize that till we'd already gotten both orders. And so we reached out to them. Luckily, they were kind enough people. They were like, it's all good. So not a big deal. But yeah, man, socks are good for everybody. Good for everybody. So, yeah, COVID rules, man. Sucks. So we've been getting some international orders. We always do about this time of year. We get more international orders. And it's weird. So some countries we can't ship to, but a lot we can. It's just expensive. That's all. Okay, so we figured it out. It only had 6 characters, but our application handled it well and added on a 1 or a 0 in the last spot, right? Like, so that's good. Our app did exactly what we would expect and want it to do. So get them all socks. I like it. Okay. So now we're encoding appropriately, I think. Well, okay, good. All right, so let's do this then. So we're going to print the binary letter list. Okay. Oh. Binary letter list. Look at this. I'm including extra characters and stuff. Next. Oh, what I want to say is continue. All right. Print it. Continue. Print it. Continue. Print it. I just want to make sure that the last one does in fact have a 1 there. And actually, this is this brings up another really good point. This comes up to testing, really. And you could test all of these are all testable things. That's another great reason why building in functions that do very specific tasks, that's why it's really important in programming. Like your function should perform a very specific task with a very specific thing. It makes it more testable, right? Like here, ASCII to binary, I could pump in any ASCII message given weird ASCII characters that I'm not expecting, stuff like that. And there's entire libraries that are built around randomizing that. So your tests are truly random and exhaustive, because it's stuff that you might not think of, right? Like maybe an emoji. Would this function handle an emoji? Would the ASCII, would this work with an emoji? I don't know. But something like hypothesis, which is a library built around that, it would, you tell it the function and you tell it maybe what it expects, an ASCII character or whatever, and it will just throw a bunch of random stuff at it just to see, will it break? You know, so that's just another reason. That's the importance of testing there. So if you have, like, as you can see, I've got a bunch of little functions here, but if I wrote exhaustive tests for each of these functions, then ultimately I could have a very strong confidence that no matter what somebody, you know, tried to do with the app, that it would essentially work as it's intended. The problem is that, like, if you don't have those tests in place, you're not sure. You think you know, but like right now we're going through this and manually testing this stuff, and it sucks, right? Like it's boring, it's tedious, this is just not how you should do it. We should be coming up on our final one now. No, see, okay, so here we are. This was our final letter list because it blew up after that. So we know that it kicked it out of the loop. This was our final letter list, and it didn't give us a 1 in that final position. Not good. It's not good. Tell you that much. Not good. So in this case, what I think we'll do is we'll print the binary letter list. What's up? Just getting some socks, I see. What socks you get? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Just getting some husky Christmas socks for somebody. So what we'll do is we'll print this out, and this will print out as it loops around. And we'll also print our... Actually, here's what I think we should do too. I think we should...
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Now that'll work. Okay, so we'll print that, and then once it's done and it's looped through everything here, we'll throw in our debugger so we can hop in here and stop it, essentially. So in case we wanted to perform something on it. Ooh, see, that's my second space there. That's what that is at the bottom. So we should see a 1 here, and we're not, and I want to know why. So if I do... Well, let's just... Let's do a list of eyes then too, and see what the heck we come up with, eh? Oh, it's not incrementing. Interesting. So I is 0, and here it's supposed to increment. All right. Am I not doing that incrementer correctly? Oh, I'm an idiot. Do you know what the problem is? Have you seen it? Have you seen the problem? This is a gotcha right here. This is something to think about. This is a simple gotcha. This happens all the time. This is pretty common. I think when this is definitely something I shouldn't have done. It has to do right here. Because I set it to 0 and then I go through the for loop. Well, the for loop's where all the important crap is happening. So I need to increment it inside the loop. Otherwise, it keeps resetting it to 0 and then making it 1 and resetting it to 0 and making it 1 and yikes. Okay, so now we can get rid of this because, well, I'll leave it so just to show that it matters where it's at. There we go. So now we see it incrementing as we would expect, right? And at the bottom we have 10. So yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry. Yeah. But now it's working as we would expect. The last one has the 1 in the final position, letting us know the message is complete. So that's perfect. That's perfect for us. That's exactly what we want. Good deal. So it's getting encoded properly. You got it. You got it. You knew it. You knew it. I just went too fast. Okay. So now the message is encoded. The pixels are changed. All right, now we need to save it. And then we need a way to check it. So dude, I'm telling you, debugger, it will change your life. I learned, it took me way too long to finally recognize the power of the debugger. And I saw a lot of people who were like, use a debugger. And I was always like, yeah. Print statements. No, man, the debugger's where it's at. It will save your life. It just saves you so much time. You don't have to wait for the application. You can stick it different places and get in and do things and, figure it out. So really, really useful. Yeah, it's huge. And error lens, obviously, also equally huge because it makes things like really, really apparent. So like, yeah, that's everybody. That's everybody. Like, I developed, dude, everyone grows through this process. Everyone. That's it, man. That's it. Everybody starts there. Everybody starts with print statements because it's easy to understand. It's easy to see what is happening. It's easy to it's happening right in front of you. The debugger is kind of like this little black box, right? That I put it in there and all of a sudden I'm in a command line that's in my code while it's running. What? It's this unknown, right? So it's not common for people to jump right to that, but it is so useful. The earlier you can figure it out, the earlier you have opportunities to do things and play with Python in really cool ways. Like if we wanted to, For example, if we wanted to enumerate, right? Like I could have just done it in here. I could have been like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, right? And then, okay, I've got an enumerate object, and then I could like work through it. You can do all sorts of stuff in the debugger. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's yeah, super powerful tool. So the earlier you can learn it, the earlier you can get used to. You don't really need to know a whole lot. Next, continue. Those are the two commands to like kind of further down the road. And so VS Code has some built-in functionality for debuggers, right? Look at this, run and debug, it's right there. So, we can do it right here, right? And then the actual, hang on. So, I think in this case, because it's such a simple thing, I believe this should work. So like, invalid syntax. All right, it doesn't like something in here, and I'm not gonna go, like, I feel like it would be pointless to go through it right now. But you can set it up so that you can debug. Literally, you can just use the breakpoints. If you want to hop into the debugger at a certain point in your code, you come over here and you click this, and then it will run the debugger for you and stop right at that line. So you can quickly move breakpoints around and go through it that way. I do think it would be good for another day, but I am kind of curious as to why it didn't work. I don't know. Python current file type, Python request launch. Let me Google it real quick. Run. Maybe it's just something really, really simple that I could do really quickly. Trying to see. It is. It totally is. Huh. So I think I have to put the Python path in there or something, I guess, is the big thing. Yes. Yes, exactly. I feel you, man. I feel you. I want to get this set up though, so I can show you. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Hold that thought. Because I do have on my other machine, I want to say, I think what we're missing here is this, maybe Python dot like this. And then really we should do, I don't know if this will work. I don't know. All right, so, oh shoot. I don't think this is gonna work, but it's worth a shot, right? It's worth a quick shot here. Let's see if we can make it work. So, I don't think this will be the virtual one, but it may work. Nope. Damn. Or darn, rather. Shucks. Shoot. I guess. What if we really went to brass tacks and we cut extra stuff out here? Let's run it again. No. Okay. Well, I would highly recommend reading up on that and working through that. Fourth monitor. Damn. That's too many, dude. Well, I say that, and like right now I'm staring at 4 monitors. But 2 are attached to a laptop, different computer, and then 2 are attached to this computer that we're coding on. So anyway, the long and short of it is you can set up your debugger to activate your virtual environment and then run your code in VS Code. And it'll show you right here. It'll show you all the information. It'll show you the variables in your code, and you can use the breakpoints. These are what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about breakpoints. You can click the little red breakpoints, and you can see down here, it will run the code till it hits a breakpoint and stop right there. And you can see at that exact point what variables you've got. I've got to be able to figure this out. This is gonna really bug me if I can't make it work like quickly and easily. Like, it's gonna really bother me.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Let's see. Oh, look, you could launch and debug a Django or a Flask or Pyramid or whatever. Sure, beautify, why not? Okay. All right, I can't remember. So my other one, I thought maybe I had it set up on my work machine, at least in this project. It's not, I guess I could try opening a different project here real quick. Another project that might be more forthcoming with some information. Maybe. So, nope, no such luck. Because this should be it that points it to the current file that we're working on, and it should be in the integrated terminal down here. It's yelling at us for line 2. What? I guess, I don't know. It's worth a shot, right? But the other nice part about this is that it's Control-Shift-D, right? Like, so you can, I think probably my gets you in here. Okay. That didn't crash on us. So that's a good sign, right? Steget. User bin M. Let's see. Python steget them. Okay. It's loading that up. Hey, look at that. So now it's running our program in debug mode, and it got us right to where we would think that it would be. Let's give it a string. It hit our first breakpoint. So this tells us everything. Look at this. Look how cool this is. Look at this. Everything that we need to look at is like right here. Boom. So this is why not only is the debugger great for when you're working on a script, but setting up your environment to use things like breakpoints and using the tools that are given to you are also equally important, because they can help you tremendously. Like, how many times did I run into where I was like, oh, let me print this out, blah, 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 find out what's going on. Like, everything. Like, so now you know, like, oh, my pixel data, like I can get the, you know, class information about the pixel data or whatever I need. You know, it's pretty amazing, really. Let you know what the file name is, the format. It gives you insights that you would otherwise might find yourself typing a lot to get to. So now we're running this debugger, right? And it's letting us know. So what you can do, this is like the equivalent of, I think, this is your continue. This is to step over, meaning like, okay, continue, like make one line at a time. These are, this is to restart it. This is to stop it. I don't really know what these are for. I'm not gonna lie. I guess this is just to continue line by line, and it lets you know like what you're doing. It says it's this is your step into. This must be your next, I guess. So, and then you could continue. There's a lot of those pixels, but yeah, so now we've hit this breakpoint down here. So this is a great way to use the built-in debugger in a really, really efficient way. So you could just stop it, you know, okay, whatever. But like if you're having a problem with your code, again, it's as simple as you just click that button and you click run. And then you just do whatever, ASCF, sure. And then when it hits that line, I know exactly what's happening in my program. I cannot understate the amount, like how much easier this will make your life. It's a life changer. It really, really is. That's why I said today, these are the tools, use them. Do not be afraid of them. Jump into them, figure out these tools to make your life easier, because that is exactly what this is going to do for you. And the nice thing is that I believe you can even set it up so these are shortcuts, which I think most of the time it's F5. So let's stop this. So like if I hit F5, for example, it automatically dumps me into the debugger, right? And then it blows up. It lets me know. It still prints out all my variables, etc., etc., etc. Those problems, errors. Ooh, sys is imported but unused. Multiple imports on one line. Oh no. Undefined name, which is this one here, which is why it blows up. Look at that. Now all those go away, and I'm just down to the one problem. Yeah, man, I cannot state enough. Like, so maybe, you know, you want to get a breakpoint right at the end, right before it blows up. You know, you can just dump that breakpoint right there, hit F5, and then our terminal, What the heck? F5. Oh, there we are. Okay. Now we're in it. And we get right there. So much faster. Tremendously faster. We know what our binary letter list looks like. We know what our binary message looks like. Our message length. Everything. Anything we want to know. We got it. Right? Look. Tells you what you're importing. It's fantastic, man. Ah, but see, look, again, tools, right? Like when I had that there, if I was ever looking at it, and I could have been, right? Like, let me save it. Tools, man. So this is imported, but it's not used. It tells you exactly the error. Imported, but unused, meaning I'm not using it anywhere in my code. You have to be careful though. I have seen instances where they get it wrong for whatever reason, but that's more like in the Django world because slightly different. And now that I think about it though, I think that might have been user error back when I was learning. So, but yeah, man, use your debugger, use your tools, use, you know, everything. Like, learn how this stuff works. I don't ever use this stuff, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what watch is, and I don't know what call stack is really, but again, just all things that, like, if data science is gonna be your jam and you're gonna be writing scripts like this, these are the tools that you need to know. These are the tools that you're gonna be working with on a day in, day out basis. They're gonna save you so much time. You know, it's just, take the time to learn this stuff, really is truthfully an important thing. Yeah, like testing is the same way, right? Like, I've got a testing configuration somewhere. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but that's a topic for another day. But so PyCharm has all this built in though. There's not a lot of extensions. PyCharm does all of this out of the box without extensions. That's the great part about PyCharm. I think that's why it's gaining. It has a lot of traction. Yeah, man. Well, now you'll be able to whiz through it even faster. You'll be running this debugger. You'll be looking in here and going like, oh look, that's a 0 and it should be a 1. Like, what the hell am I doing? Well, we encode the message into the image. So I think at that point, really, now we just need to like save the image. And I think we're good. What don't you like about PyCharm? I've got a list. I got a list of things I don't care for. What do you mean? You can't really learn a lot more. What does that mean exactly? Expand on that, if you will. I'm curious. Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, and that's where it's on you to, well, so let's roll back the clock for just a second. So I agree with you. Learning why the error showed up in the first place is the right way to handle that. That is absolutely the way to go. The difference between VS Code and PyCharm is an IDE. It's an integrated development environment, meaning its whole goal, its whole purpose for existing is to make developing easier for you. Meaning it wants to hold your hand, it wants to fix problems that you run into, it wants to be as smart as it can be So you use it and go, I love this. It does it for me. VS Code, on the other hand, is an editor. You just type in it. It's like Notepad, if you will. But obviously has a lot more functionality. But essentially, you could use it as Notepad. Absolutely. Same thing. It's just an editor. It's not necessarily an IDE. There's a distinction there that I think some people kind of get tossed around on. Yeah, I think the approachability of the ease of use with PyCharm is what people really like. It's approachable, it holds their hand, it walks them through it. They can feel like they know what they're doing in a quick, short manner. VS Code, you kind of have to have a little bit of understanding. You kind of have to know what's happening behind the scenes to really kind of to grok what's happening. So yeah, I think PyCharm has that kind of functionality. I don't use it, but I do use, that said, that's one of the reasons I love Django plugins so much, especially in VS Code. And they make the same De Janeiro plugin for PyCharm. I like the shortcuts that it has, like you can do mfull or model full, and it'll give you an entire class with all of the additional things like this. So you could say like, car or whatever. And there you have a car model, right? Like done in Django form and appropriate formatting and everything. So I do love that PyCharm, it works. It's not nearly as good. So I don't know. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool, cool shortcuts and stuff. Yeah, man. Well, that's because it's giving you the full model. You can also just do, De Janeiro has a ton of stuff, little shortcuts that make it really nice. You want a form in Django? Okay, car form, whatever. Done deal. Model form, which is really, someday you'll, like you said, you're going to work on Django, and when you do, De Janeiro will become your best friend. A few keystrokes and you're done. Okay. So, here we have our encoded image. The pixels are done being changed. So I think I just need to save the new image. And then return the encoded image. Does that work? I don't know. I have no idea if that actually works. I did earlier, define init self, and then all these words came up. I think it said nonce and then pass. None and then pass. Yeah, the init method on a class is cool. Like in Django, it works the same, right? Like you can do a instead of you would just do init. This is just the string method for it, but you could do that and override the initializing stuff for it too. Okay, so returns the encoded message or the encoded image. Okay. Well, this will be a good spot for this. Right? Let's try it. So now if I just say ASDF. Ooh, there is no save. Or there is a save, but I'm missing a required positional argument. FP. I don't know what that is. But we use it up here. So we must have to get the encoded image that's save. So here we come up with a name. So I mean, it is a thing. So we'll have to get the current file name and just resave it as that, I guess. Which we did up here, so we can just like do this with it, I guess. Or just the file name, I guess. We'll get the thing, the file name. So we could do like our new image. Dot file name, I think, is how we would do this. Let's see. And then we could do something like that. And now, in theory, we're still in the debugger. Is it F5 to stop, maybe? No. Okay, it just blows up. Whatever, who cares? Let's run through it here. String object is not callable. Oh. Sorry. Hey, there we go. All right, so now we have this new image, which is cool. So random fish encoded. Let's take a look at our random fish encoded. So this is our original. And this one has the letters ASDF encoded in like the first, whatever that would be, 20 pixels or something. 27 pixels. The first 27 pixels here have the message ASDF encoded inside of it. Allegedly. So now we would have to, well, we can work on some other stuff probably later. So we'll stop this. Nemo? I don't need Disney on my ass. They'd be hating on me. They'd be hating on me left and right. It'd be crazy. So I think this is a good stopping point though, because now in theory, right, like we don't have a test or anything for this yet. So we would have to actually physically really investigate to see, but my eyes aren't that good to be able to tell pixel from pixel from pixel to know whether or not they are slightly different. However, we need to write our decode message soon, so just change the white to black. You still won't know. See, that's why it's so good. You want it to be just the faintest possible change as humanly possible. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want the faintest change possible. So when somebody opens the image, they just go, oh, it's a picture of a stupid fish. Delete. But really, it could have your bank account information in there. Right? Right. So that's our encode message. Now we need a decode photo method, right? And then ultimately what we'll do is we'll write some arguments. We'll do the argument parser. Python has an argument parser built in. So you could do, we'll be able to do something like, eventually the goal will be to do something like and then you would give it a file of C whatever fish.jpg. I think that would be a good starting point, right? Like some arguments like that. And then you could have a decode function, and then you could do something like that too. So you'd have an encode function, a decode argument, and then what that allows us to do is then we would be able to maybe call that script with certain things, like maybe a chatbot that talks to a Django API that we create that then pushes that out to a Discord server. So, no. Well, it's interesting. Like, this is a pretty common thing. Steganography it's not uncommon. It's definitely like common. I'm kind of curious. It always makes me wonder, like, how many images that we look at on a day-to-day basis, how many of those are like specific to certain things? Like I could tell you, hey man, go to this Discord channel. I'm going to post a photo and it's going to have some encoded data in it. Right? And like, then you would just be like, oh, okay, whatever, and you would go and you would get it. Everybody else would just see a picture. It's data hiding in plain sight. And you could take it even further, right? Like you could, I don't know, you could do some really simple encoding, like ROT13 or something like that, which the ROT stuff is just, so like you have, like A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever, so on and so forth. So ROT is a shift cipher. And a shift cipher is just, you take that. So like if we were gonna do a shift cipher of like ROT1, right? So if we were gonna do ROT1, it's just a shift of one character. So it would be B, C, D, E, F, G, dot, whatever. So A is B, B is C, C is, you could do something like that where you just encode your phrase with like a ROT encryption, if you will, because it is a cipher. You could do something like that, and then you take your encoded message and put that in a picture. So even if someone did manage to like, crack your steganography, at least it would still be mildly confusing. They would be like, what? There's ROT 16, there goes all the way up to ROT 25, I think. ROT 26 is literally just a remake of the entire alphabet, but yeah, so like ROT 16, it would be, A would be whatever the 16th character is, and B would be the 17th character, and so on and so forth. That's a really, really simple form of encryption that's really cool. But you could do something really simple like that and encode that encrypted message into an image. Then somebody who looks at it really is going to go like, I don't know, it just looks like junk to me. You know what I mean? But you and your buddy could be passing messages back and forth. So there's, all sorts of cool little The perfect prank for a COVID like butternuts. Coder, yeah. Yes. I would be so down. That would be so funny. Oh, that would be good. That would be really, really good. That would be a funny one. I would love to see that one, actually. All right, my man. And to any others who are watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, you can view me over on Twitch as well. I stream there. Also, Simple, I did get your donation, so I do want to say thank you so much for the tip. I really appreciate it. I did get that on Twitch. I did see it come through. I got to figure out how to relink all this stuff in my YouTube stream here. So, yeah, I just, if anybody else is out there watching, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for hanging out. As always, it's been a lot of fun. We've had some really good times. We now have encoded photos and stuff, so it's good stuff. Simple, I certainly hope that, seeing someone running through this debugging stuff, seeing someone run through the process and like implementing some of these tools in VS Code, I really hope has helped you. It will help you grow a lot faster. So, definitely use those tools, man. Use them and abuse them. That's what they're there for. And yeah, the rest of you out there, keep building cool things. As Bill and Ted say, be excellent to each other. I'm going to try and get into a regular streaming groove. I might alternate between Twitch and here and YouTube. I'm not sure yet at this point, so who knows? I don't know. But we'll see. So be excellent to each other, keep making cool things, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Cheers.